Okay, the promised video of my waste oil heater based on the design that Gerry did on YouTube. I'll put a link to his video. Okay, it's actually raining heavily outside and it's actually a little bit cold, so I thought it's a good day to start the thing up. First thing I have to do is turn on the oil, which is this valve here. Bear with me, I'll come back when I've got the oil running. Okay, you should be able to see the oil. I've actually got it as tiny as I can get it to work with this valve, and that seems to be plenty to get the fire running. Okay, next thing we need is a little bit of paraffin, which I've got here. About 70 ml of paraffin, and then in the actual fire itself there's a few oil soaked bits of tissue that I've used just to clean up a bit of waste oil. So bear with me, I'll turn this camera into my other hand. We pour the paraffin in with difficulty. Okay, paraffin's in. We now get the blow lamp. Come on. Okay, what we do now is just light the paraffin. As simple as that. Turn the blow lamp off, hopefully. Okay, blow lamp's off. Right, close the door. Right, so you can see the way it's running at the moment. Now we put the air pump on. If I can find the plug. There it is. Sorry about this. Plug that in. Right. As soon as the air comes on, you can see the difference in the fire. I'll just turn. I have a control here. Just turn it up slightly. Give it a little bit more air. Okay, so that's running now. The oil is running, and what we hope will happen now, in a minute or two, all the rubbish will have burnt away and we should get a much cleaner flame. I'll come back in a minute or so. Okay, fire's been running for about 2 minutes. I've actually turned the oil down even more now, so I've got it so it's like a needle size of oil, and I've turned the blower down. The amount of heat out of this is amazing. I've just taken my coat off. This is not a particularly big workshop. The fire itself is hot and the flue is hot, so you get heat from the whole thing. Going back to this oil, I reckon less than a litre an hour, so very economical. I'll just show you the workshop. I'm in the middle of stripping my CNC machine down because it needs a good clean and grease, so I've got all that stripped at the moment and the bearings out. That's the left hand side of the workshop, and the right hand side of the workshop, again, it all needs a bit of a clean up, but even with the window open here, that's my spray booth, you can see the fire in the corner. No smoke, no fumes, no smell. It's absolutely fantastic. And at the end of the day, it cost me less than £100. Can't be bad. Okay, cheers now, bye. Okay, a quick update. Fire's been on about an hour now. We're still using tiny amounts of oil. Fire's burning away nicely. It's warm as toast in here. Just a quick overview of the fire. Waste oil comes in here. There's a 5-gallon container outside. Comes down through and into the back of the fire. You can see that there going in, and then the other pipe here with the heat is the air, and that's connected under that pillow to keep it quiet, a little blower, and I had that controlled from a 12 volt PWM controller run off an old battery charger. It's only 12 volts, there's no high voltage on it, and it's on very, very low at the moment. The more air I give it, the more heat we get, and I can assure you it's very warm in here now. Still lashing down outside. Not only looks nice, but makes the workshop really toasty. And I'm still still working on my CNC machine, which is in the right mess. Everything needs cleaning and greasing. If you notice inside the garage here, everything gets covered in little black dust, even though I do have full ventilation and an extraction hose that I fit every time I use the machine. That goes on that connector there and goes to the outside, so a huge blower, but everything still gets covered in little black smuts which gets everywhere. So that's the fun for today, is cleaning that up. There's the beetle's face and a big beetle that were cut out a while ago and just never made it to the shops. So there you go. I can definitely recommend a waste oil heater. I put an ad in a local paper that I wanted some waste oil, and I ended up with 34 gallons of the stuff completely free, so I've got enough to last me all through the winter. So it's basically free heat. If it wasn't lashing down outside, I would show you the flue outside, but all you get from the flue is heat haze. There's no smoke, nothing nasty, and well, if this camera could measure heat, you would be hot. Okay, so there we go. Enjoy. Bye bye. Just another update. Fire's been on an hour now. I've turned this down to a drip. You can just see the drip going down, and I've got the blower down as low as I can get it, and I am absolutely boiling. I've had the door open, it's that hot in here, and that is just that drip of oil. So to say it's efficient is an understatement. The heat is just unbelievable. Just to prove it, there's the cat sitting very happily in the, he never sits in the shed normally, but he's very happy sitting there, and it's very warm. He's a bit afraid of the fire, but he loves it. Right, very last update. Now that I've got this drip, it literally is a drip. I don't know, what would that be using per hour? Not much. The flame has gone a lot lower, still burning very cleanly, and the amount of heat has come down to a more reasonable limit, and I can actually put up with it at the moment. I was going to have to switch it off, it was that hot, but now that I've just got this little drip, that drip is just enough for me in this smaller workshop. A, to keep the fire running nicely, very clean burn. Oh, you can see that, it's very clean. But the amount of heat coming out is now bearable. So if you've got a smaller workshop, that's the plan. A drip of oil, very, very low on the blower.
It may give her clarity, it might give her some strength.
Yeah, so that's the answer. Bye.